Joe Mackenzie here, your watercolor coach. Today what I'm doing is answering a viewer's request. She asked me, Connie asked me if I would draw an apple, show how I do the drawing, and then paint the apple. So that's what I'm doing here. And I put it in the shadow box that I showed you how to make a few videos ago so that I can see really clearly where the different values are. So here comes the apple. And what I'm doing here is simplifying, always simplifying, squinting, and trying to find the different planes and surfaces. So in a sense what I'm doing is I almost pretend to myself, I think of myself as a carving knife, and I think, okay, carve the apple, as if I was carving it out of wood. Where do I see any changes in surface? Where do I see shape? And that's what I'm doing now. So I can be really sure before I mix up any colors that I know exactly where I'm going to plug those colors in. So there we go, drawing done. Here are the colors, lights, mediums, and darks. And I have those different puddles on the palette. And with a lot of observation, I'm ready to get going with probably a number 12 flat brush. I put in the darks first. And what I'm doing here is I am just not listening to my inner voice that tells me anything other, really not listening to my voice. What I'm listening on the inside is just shape. I just look at the different shapes. I squint my eyes and I see the darkest shapes and I put them in where they are. The next thing I do is pick up my mid-tone and look at shape. That's all I care about. I put that next to the original dark shape. I usually start with my darkest darks and work to my lightest lights. And continue to do that. And this is not very nerve-wracking because I've already made these decisions ahead of time in the drawing, and in mixing up the paint too. And I wish that things would stay as dark as they currently are, but they're not going to, because the apple is going to dry, and it's amazing how much lighter the pigment becomes. So I don't show the drying, but here we are, we're back, and it's time to do a second coat, and I do the exact same thing I did the first time. If anything, I'm just simplifying even more. And if I do this correctly, I should start to have an apple form. So that's my tip for the day. Remember to keep the whites of your paper white and your paints wet. Mass for value, mix for color. And that's what we did here. We made those masses by drawing them, then we mixed the colors and we put the colors into those masses. And an apple was born. All right, see you next time.